Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome back to another episode of the Ni No Kuni and the Wrath of the White Witch Let's Play. And if you did miss out during the last one, well, Nevermore Star 1 is now finally at its full potential, and we did go and use that Nevermore Star 1 within the second phase, within all of its power, and we just blown away that Vile Heart boss like it was no tomorrow. The first phase was a little bit challenging, but the second phase was no problem at all whatsoever, and I'm very happy about with that. Now we can go and finally start moving off to where Shadar's palace is going to be. Now that area is going to be known as Nevermore, and I do want to say though is that this place can get a little bit frustrating, so I do strongly recommend that you do at least have some pretty good familiars alongside with your team. Make sure that you also go and do some bounty hunting missions as well too in the process if you ever do want to get any type of extra rewards within there, just so that you can be at least fully ready for what type of strong enemies are going to be occurring here. Now, we are at a small little island right now within the beginning of this episode, and we just went and picked up with a brand new item here for Floroboros, and that is going to be for the Sorcerer's Robes, and it's going to be doing a lot more extra stat increase than compared to the Mystic Robes that we got as a reward from before. And yeah, and also too, our team for what all of our characters actually do have are going to be a little bit different. I actually do have Grimray sitting in the front of Swain, just because that since we are of course going to be meeting up with Shadar within the next episode, there is going to be 3 phases, and yes, and I do repeat that there's going to be 3 phases that we have to go and do with Shadar, which that is going to be somewhat pretty intense. I want to say from what I have been gathered is that the first and the third battle are going to be somewhat frustrating, but the second one is actually not all that too bad. So we'll have to go and see what that's going to be all about once we go and jump on into it. And not only that, but since we are going to be going into somewhat of an undead type of area that we're going to be at, since of course we went into the Miasma Marsh and everything, majority of what the familiars are going to be located into within that area are going to be weak to light. So if you do have a lot of familiars that do actually have at least some bit of some light attacks, like for what we actually do have, since of course we do have Lex, and we also do of course have Floroboros within our team, and I think also as well too, I believe with Grimray, with of course with Barker, he has Belly Buster, which that will be able to do quite a significant amount of damage. Even though that's not really like a light type of move at all, it would be really nice to go and still use it within the familiar attacks that are going to be showing up here. But there it is. There's the Nevermore place. Well, I want to say the entrance of the Nevermore place once we go and start walking into it. We do have a little bit of another segment that's going to happen within our time as well too. Which I always like the little anime cutscenes that always show up, so at least we get to see another one that's going to be around here as well. So let's go and dive right into that. Now, within these 2 videos for today, not only are we going to be doing our time with just Ni No Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, but we're also going to be, of course, heading on into with some more of what Final Fantasy X is going to be. We're going to be battling out with another upcoming boss that is going to be there, and we're going to have to go and try to save the Chocobos. So hopefully we can be able to go and do that. But here it is, and there's that menace himself. There's Shadar. And here it is. Look at this place, man. This looks absolutely menacing, even even for what the PS4 remaster of this game looks like. It is just absolutely stunning here. Man, this kind of brings back a little bit of some, I want to say of Yokai Watch 4. If you guys remember having to go into Enema's Palace and everything, kind of getting that nice type of like up close type of final area that we're going to be at. Well, I wouldn't really call it as the final area because there's still a lot more other bosses that we still have to go and take on with. This is just somewhat of our, I want to say, well, I really wouldn't know what you would actually call this type of boss. I guess the sub final boss, I guess, because like Shadar and the White Witch are basically both of like the main antagonists of this game. It's just that we're going to be tackling out with the one that has been causing up the most grief so far. But for the White Witch, that's going to happen much later on afterwards. But yes, we actually do now have a battle with the Bone Brigadier out of all things. Thank goodness that we have not seen the actual Bone Baron here, because those guys are pretty ruthless. And I know that we actually do have our own Bone Baron ourselves, which that did take a little bit of some time. But yeah, so just keep on using Twinkle Twinkle, or even try to go and use up with Oliver as well too for any type of arrow light type of move, or you can go and set for the Unleash as well too, which unfortunately I got myself completely blown away by that one annoying enemy that was just right there. But yes, here is the Ruffian's final evolution. This is the Griffin that's here, and unfortunately lost out with Oliver though. Dang. Yeah, unfortunately, again, our main normal equipment that we actually do have is not really working out so well with everybody. But however, here in this place, there is tons of treasure that you can go and find, so you will be able to get most of your stats pretty much increased for some of your different main characters on your team. So we should be at least somewhat fine from there. But there we go. Got ourselves with an extra level there for Lex, so very nice. So we'll go and move off that into there. Now, here in this place, I don't know if I ever specified about what Shadar's palace is going to be about, but there's going to be these certain orbs that are going to be around within the palace, and we have to turn these guys on so that we can actually be able to go and get a secret staircase that is going to be showing up around within this way. And unfortunately, we only got not really so much of the main staircase itself, but just the beginning part of it. But there will be certain other different orbs that we're going to have to go and encounter out as well too, so that we can go and continue onwards. Now, we've seen some of these guys before, I'm pretty sure, but these are also some other new guys that are around as well. We got ourselves with the final Evo, I think, of the Zombo guy that we went and saw before back in the Tombstone Trail thing. So there we go, Twinkle Twinkle, look at that. Insane amount of damage right there. Now, I think just off recording, heading on into this episode, I believe I just went and bought something new for Floroboros to have an extra better type of spear, but later on, we should be able to go and pick up with another spear, which that is going to be very handy alongside within this web. Now, I think I actually have some pretty nice good healing items around within my inventory, so I'm not all that too worried. But I just would at least like to keep most of my Phoenix feathers as best as I can before we go and reach off into where Shadar is going to be, because we already went and battled out with Shadar before, and you guys already know about how crazy Shadar was, basically at the very beginning of our time, and even seeing him during the boat area, which we actually had to go and knock him down like almost like 50% of the way, which that did take quite a while for that to even go on, but lucky enough, we were able to go and surpass that and reach off into where the fairy grounds was going to be. So that's another orb already finished, but I'm pretty certain there should be, I want to say just maybe one more to go. Maybe around within this area, but I think we're already set for now. So we go and just have to keep on moving forward for now within this place. I thought that there was going to be at least maybe one more orb that we had to go and touch, but this part is really cool. I love this part so much. Like, I don't think we ever got to go and see this before, but yeah, every time that you keep on walking around within this area, it starts keep on getting more and more disorienting around over here, and your controls will actually get inverted, so you have to be very careful around within this way. Now, there is a special item that you will have to go and try to pick up here, and this is where that item is going to be, and there is going to be a certain enemy that is going to be the last evolution of the Boggly Blue character that we went and met up at the very beginning of our time of the Alma Moon. Well, I want to say for the starters within the trial there. So there we go. Just had to use up the last bit of the iced coffees, just so that I don't really have to go and do too much craziness. I know that I have to do a lot of healing though, because these guys are just absolutely frustrating sometimes. But these guys, the Boggly Boo type of final evos of these guys here, they will also be weak to anything light damage as well. These guys will get absolutely obliterated by like a Twinkle Twinkle if you wanted to. But yes, they also do control out on thunderstorms. They will be hurting up for a little bit of some damage. Ow, yeah. Getting hit by a thunderstorm twice. But let's go and try to figure out a way that we could go and do this here. I think we just went and used up a cappuccino, which again, we only have like literally certain just a limited amount of those cappuccinos left. I know that we do have the espresso, which that's really nice, and it like brings back almost our full entire type of MP. Now, there is going to be an item that I don't know if you guys are going to be seeing this here in this video, but we will find a second Nostrum. Another one of those MP all... I think like everybody gets it, or I think it's just only one person that will get fully MP'd all back up. So, very nice. So there we go, another Twinkle Twinkle, and everybody should at least be down and out at this point, except for this guy here, which he's almost done there. There we go, a good job by King, and also with Floroboros.
Is that it?
And we also can't forget about with the Paleolith as well, with the other familiar. But there we go, there's the Dragon Lance. That is the one of the best type of spears that we can actually go and pick up at this point in time. And there it is, there's the Nostrum, so we also got that as well too. Now let's go and finally head off into the door and search for another orb. Because there's only like, I want to say like a couple more left to go. Yeah, so this is where I'm trying to figure out where this Dragon Lance was. At first I thought it was going to be like somewhat of like a sword type of thing. But no, it's actually more so of a spear type of move instead. Ah, yes, and there was also another item that I also did go and pick up, and I am going to go and put this on to Oliver. This is the Griffin's Teeth. Very nice, good type of stats right there, and we'll be able to go and make sure that that Oliver gets boosted up a little bit more. Yeah, and unfortunately we do have another badge as well, but it does really, really terrible if we go and try to put that on. That will start lowering up with all the attacks and other stats that we don't really want to go and really worry about there. Alright, so here we go. Getting closer now. I think this is like just the halfway margin. Because there is an orb just around in this location here. But there is a new enemy which we'll have to get ourselves a encounter with. I know that we've seen, I want to say a pre-evo of these guys. I think we've seen this type of familiar back in the ice area. And it looks like this one also does have a ghost form as well. So here we go, we're going to suffer that Twinkle Twinkle. Wow, look at that, it does like an insane amount of damage right there. Okay, so let's just make sure that we get these last two out of here. Or sorry, the last three, because it seems like there's still going to be 3 more left. And I think, oh wow, we actually got ourselves with a friendly there, but it just ran away right after. Dang it. Yeah, that would have been nice to have a final Evo form of that Boggly Boo type of character. Or the pre-form of it. Alright, well here we go. So this is another spot to go to. We're going to cut some of that out, just so you guys don't have to see too much of it. But we're going to go and head right around over here. Go and pick with another one of these spring locks here and get ourselves the Radiant Blade, which I believe that is actually going to be met for one of our soldier enemies, or one of our attackers with the swords. So we will be putting that over to Lex though. I'm going to make sure that we go and give that on over towards to him there. And we'll head up to these stairs. Ooh, look at that, Great Sage Secret. I think that is where it actually does both MP and also HP at the same time. And I think we also got the last evolution of what the Tin Man familiar is going to be like back over at the Hamlin. Now, these guys, again, are really not as bad here with the Tin Man, or well, for what the final Evo of what the of what that Tin Man familiar was. Oh, we got ourselves with another double. It seems like these guys are really easy to get to become friendlies, I guess. Well, maybe that's just because that's just we got it as like a very early starter at the very beginning. There we go. Yeah, I want to say by this point now, the orb that we need to go and turn on again should be hopefully here. And I believe it is, so there we go. So we'll just go and turn on that. That should at least now activate everything that's going to be now. Now we got the main staircase. There's the main door for the final, well, I should say final sub-boss area. So there we go, got that all taken care of. And now let's go and make a beeline right back over to where the staircases are going to be. So let's do that. And just need to just go and just keep on heading just a little bit more into the way. Just watch out for the Bone Brigadier though. And once we open up with this door, or a checkpoint, and also one more other little PC box should at least be here. And I think that's going to be about it. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.